Hi and welcome to Virtual Co-working Space. My name is Michelle Dale and I'm putting together this video to show you what a co-talk might look like, whether you're deciding to come and join us in co-working space and watch these co-talks because we release a brand new co-talk every single week inside the co-working space, or whether you're interested in potentially making a co-talk and advertising it and sharing it with our members because you have something awesome and beautiful that you want to share as a co-talker. So I'm going to walk you through this co-talk right now, and this one is about top tips for working a full-time job and starting a virtual assistant practice. So my name is Michelle Dale and I am the co-talker today. So this is 5 tips to help you juggle a job and a new business while you make your transition. So everyone goes through that kind of transition period. You know, for me, it was slightly different. But a lot of people will come and ask me, okay, I'm working a full-time job, but I want to go work for myself, or I'm working a full-time job, but I think things are looking a little bit rocky and I don't want to leave kind of like myself in a bind. I need to find something else to do. So how do you make that transition when you're working a full-time job or you've got other full-time commitments? It could even be a child or a family member that's keeping you busy full-time. But whatever you're doing that's making you busy, can you still start a virtual assistant business on the side? Absolutely. So this is about me. I'm Michelle Dale. I'm the founder of Virtual Miss Friday. I'm the creator of One Sourcing, and I'm the architect of Virtual Co-working Space. And I specialize in scalable online business operations services for entrepreneurs, influencers, and businesses. For my clients, I excel in the setup and management of all online, all-in-one business operations. And for colleagues, I have an overall focus on developing exceptional online training resources for virtual assistants and freelancers everywhere. And a lot of my clients consist of really quite sort of prominent influencers, the people who work with the really big brand names, and the people who have built up a really incredible following of people who they basically go out and share information and gain an audience to support them, and they make money from that. And that's what I want to share and bring to the table with you. So I get asked this question a lot, whether it's possible to start and essentially run a VA practice while working full time. Now, I personally haven't done it. I'm going to be completely honest with you here because I quit my day job. I totally quit my day job and moved to another country to start my business. I mean, that was the ultimate thing for me. If I didn't go all in, if I didn't take that huge leap of faith, I don't think I ever would have done it. But because of the number of hours I put in and the varying times I worked in various time zones, early in the morning, very late at night, weekends, all that jazz, I know when you work full time, you have some of those outside hours available. And if you feel inclined, you could very well run a business inside them, and a very successful VA business inside them actually. So it's all in the organization. What a lot of people aren't aware of is how they can organize the logistics of working in this way, because most times the job is a day job. Well, folks, that's the beauty of working on the internet, as there doesn't have to be a night and a day. And for me, there really isn't a night and a day because it's just a constant. And I have a few tips for you that will help you while you're working to keep your business flexible enough for you to not burn out while you're in that full-time commitment. So tip number 1 is response hours. So don't have response times, have response hours. So basically you should not say you'll respond between 9 and 5 or anything like that. You know, never commit yourself to a specific time when you're working online because you can't. So you'll need to set up an autoresponder on your email saying you'll respond within 24 hours, for example. And this will allow you time during those 24 hours to respond without having to rush anything or do anything like that. So if you are working a day job, then you can respond in the evening. If you're working a night job, you can respond in the day. You are under no pressure with the 24-hour model to respond directly. Then we have tip number 2, which is schedule calls. So book them in. It's that simple. Get yourself an online appointment calendar and block out all the time that you're not available to take calls. Even if it's between 9 and 5 in the day, it's fine. Block out that time. Then open up as much time as you can outside the hours when you know you're going to be available, even if it is in the evening, even if it's on Saturdays and Sundays. In this industry, it doesn't really matter too much. In fact, most of my own business calls and consultations are in the evening after 7 p.m. Central European time. That's when I kind of like deal with my American clients, when I'm all on the other side of the world, and I have a lot of kind of late afternoon calls and things like that. But you decide when it works best for you. And once you've updated your availability, make sure that all calls and appointments are scheduled via the calendar. Then we have tip number 3, which is call answering. So as a virtual assistant, you don't need to answer calls if you don't want to, or you simply can't because you are in your day job. And you'll be totally fine by doing that. But if you feel it's essential, get a Skype in number with voicemail and leave a message like, thanks so much for calling me, XYZ company. We're not available to take a call at the moment, so please leave your name and email address after the tone, or visit XYZ/appointment to schedule a call back. So you always want to be directing people back to that schedule, directing people back to your time and your ability to put that time in. So you also can get a WhatsApp number for a WhatsApp business number actually, but it's WhatsApp for business using your Skype number, and that's exactly what I've done. So basically what I do is I have my business number, which I've purchased on Skype, and then I have a business WhatsApp, which I say to people, you can message me here if you want to. So that kind of helps balance out, and believe me, you don't need to be making calls. You don't need to be answering calls. I don't make calls. I don't answer calls, and everything that I do, which is online, in person, is scheduled in. Then we have tip number 4. We've got deadlines for billable time. Okay, so what you need to really do is avoid clock watching. Tick tock, tick tock. Basically, to me, billable time is when you're working directly on a client's task or a project in exchange for money. And when you do this, you need to make sure that you're working to mutually agreed deadlines, allowing yourself enough time to complete the tasks and assignments for your clients, knowing you can only do this outside of normal working hours. Okay, so you won't have working successfully with a client is really all about managing expectations, and you won't have that expectation from the client like, oh, you've been at work between 9 and 5, so where's my staff? Okay, you don't want to go down that road. So always make sure that you give people deadlines and you don't sit there having them thinking that you're working between certain hours, and you don't even need to tell them that you are not available during certain hours. Only tell them, I'll have it done by next Tuesday. I'll have it done by next Friday. I'll have it done in a week from now on a Thursday at 5 p.m. Okay, so that's fine, but deadlines is the key. Tip number 5, stick to what you know. So you really want to make this business completely stress-free. This transition must be completely stress-free from your full-time job or your full-time commitments into your virtual assistant business or your freelancer business or your online business manager business or whatever it is that you're doing remotely. And this is my final tip. If you're going to start a VA practice and continue a full-time job, you'll want to limit stress as much as possible, because believe me, if you're looking to transition out of a full-time job, potentially it might already be quite stressful in one way or another, whether that be working the job around kids and family and your lifestyle, or whether that be working the job around trying to do so many other things and it's pulling too much of your attention. So this is really important, that we want to keep it stress-free, because it's likely to be a difficult period in your life doing this transition. So with clients and services, stick to what you know, stick to the skills you have. And if you want to learn and expand your services repertoire, do that when you've got to the point where you can quit your job. Okay, so when you've got the learning time that you can fill up in the hours that you're normally working, that's the time to expand and move into other things. But before then, don't do it. There's nothing worse than feeling the pressure of a job, the pressure of learning, and the pressure of running your own business and marketing it too, all while still trying to add in other things that you're not quite sure about. So these are my tips if you're planning on working a job full time and setting up a VA business. And I hope you find these useful. And if you want new videos like this every single week, join Virtual Co-working Space and you'll have access to all the archives of talks just like this one. We are now open for registration, so you can join now and it costs less than a cup of coffee from Starbucks. It's a collaborative space for the remote workers to learn and network and grow online. And you can find us at virtualcoworkingspace.com. Now, if you want to contact me directly, if you have any questions, if you've got anything you want to ask, email support@virtualmissfriday.com. My name is Michelle Dale. I'm the founder of virtualmissfriday.com. And you can check out the website at virtualmissfriday.com/contact. So I hope you enjoyed this video and check out virtualcoworkingspace.com for more videos and co-talks just like this one.